Hello and welcome in to another Stop Drinking video from the Stop Drinking Expert. It is Monday morning. My name is Craig Beck, and today we're going to talk about a major warning sign, a red flag that you should pay attention to. A lot of people ask me, Craig, how do I know when it's time, when I've gone too far, when I've crossed the line, when it is time to quit drinking completely? And that's what I'm going to tell you in today's video.
Are you sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? Are you ready to take action and get started with the world's most respected and successful quit drinking program? Visit the website stopdrinkingexpert.com and reserve your slot on today's free quit drinking webinar and ebook download.
So what is that killer warning sign that it's game over? You've got a drinking problem and you have to take action, because if you don't, you are in a downward spiral. And I'll remind you at this point that problems with alcohol never get better on their own. It's not like some other illness where the virus is active or something and then it fades away over time. It's only going to get worse. That is the nature of the drug. It is like quicksand. So what is that warning sign? Well, the most important thing that you need to be aware of is there is a balance with alcohol. All right. There is a negative positive balance. And this is why alcohol is so dangerous. This is how it manages to kill 3 million people every year. Despite a lot of these people will have grown up with alcoholic parents and will have seen the devastation that alcohol causes. And they will have said to themselves repeatedly, that's never going to be me. If I even got a sniff of having a problem like that, I'd do something about it. So how does it get these people who are forewarned in a lot of cases? And the answer is that, alcohol problems are a bit like water torture. It's not an intense attack on you. It's a slow drip feeding of problems that slowly build up time. Now, when you first started using alcohol for social reasons, the pleasure pain balance was very firmly in the pleasure category. The vast majority of your interactions with this drug involved pleasure. You would pay the price with a hangover, but that's generally where the problems ended, right? You remember that period in your life where you would get drunk, you'd have an amazing time, you'd laugh, you'd dance, you'd sing, you'd celebrate, you'd have an amazing time, and the next morning, boy, would you pay for it. But then Monday morning, you go to work, no problem. You wouldn't think about alcohol maybe for the rest of the week until Friday came around and somebody said, hey, you coming out tonight? Yeah. The balance was very much in your favor. And then slowly over time, without you even noticing it really, that balance shifted. And at some point, you reach the event horizon, as it's called, where the balance is perfectly balanced, positive, negative. So you're not just getting the positives, the euphoria, the socializing of alcohol, but now you're starting to see more significant negatives coming into your life. Maybe you're missing work a little bit because of your drinking. Maybe your career started to stagnate. Maybe you're not being considered for promotion. Maybe you're having a few more arguments and fallings out in your relationships. But you're not attributing this to alcohol at this point. You think it's a separate thing. And then very, very quickly after this point, the balance is going to shift. And you're going to find that your pleasure-pain balance is now out of kilter. Now it's heavily negative. And again, at this point, you still might not be connecting the two things together. But you're starting to become aware that alcohol is no longer this fun thing in your life that you enjoy and look forward to. It's become something else. It's become something that causes you problems, but you can't quite avoid it anymore. You're doing less of the fun stuff and you're doing more of the stuff just to feed the habit. So you may find that you're going out less and that you're drinking more, but on your own or in solitude. And there'll be reasons for that. The reason problem drinkers prefer to drink on their own is predominantly so they're in control of the flow of the drug. It used to annoy me at the peak of my drinking if I would go out with people and I would drink my drink very quickly. And it would irritate me so much, especially if we were in rounds, I would watch the other people around the table. I'm thinking, why are you drinking so slowly? Just drink it, will you? It would really irritate me and wind me up. And so what you find yourself doing is before you go out, you're topping up. You're getting a little bit drunk before you go out in anticipation that other people are not going to drink at the same speed as you. Does this sound familiar? Give me a yes in the comments if you recognize that this has happened to you. So now you're going out with a lot of alcohol in your system just so that you won't be irritated by the speed of the other people drinking. And you're starting to see this preoccupation with drinking really starting to take control now. You're no longer drinking for fun. You're drinking because you're miserable without it. And you start having these very aggressive beliefs that, a party without alcohol is the worst party in the world. And the people who go to it are dull and awful and terrible. And that's not true. It's just, at this point, you can't really understand that you can no longer have fun because of this little monster, this little clown that lives in your head. You can no longer have fun without alcohol. So it's not that the party will be dull. It's just that you can't tolerate it anymore because your drug is not available. So once you become aware that that balance has now shifted and it's no longer more positive than negative, that's the point of no return. That's the event horizon. That's where you say, I got to get this poison out of my life. Now, what most people do at this point is not that. That's the sensible, logical thing to do. But most people don't do it because the clown anticipates this and he's whispering in your ear, don't worry, don't worry. You can get in control of me. You're intelligent. You're smart. You're strong-willed. You can get back in control of me. Go on, give it a go. Knowing full well that you can't. You've got no chance. So he's got no problem offering that as a solution to you. You need to just, pull back on your drinking a little bit. You need to moderate your drinking. And this, if you let it, will go on for years, decades, until you die. Unless you wake up and realize that once you go past that point of no return, there is no way you're going to wrestle control of this. You're going to save yourself a lot of heartache, pain, and time and problems if you just recognize it and take action. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're ready to get started, you know what to do. Go to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com, and reserve your place on today's free quit drinking webinar. That's the only way you can start my program. If you go to the website, there is no join now button. You have to do the webinar because I want to know that you're the sort of person who is committed to this. See you in the webinar.